The United States stands first. It has surpassed all other nations, and that's nothing to celebrate. The Trump administration is successfully failing in the coronavirus battle. This is the story of America as of April 16th. This may sound coarse, but it's true. So listen carefully. America stands first in the death toll, more than 26,000 lives lost. America stands first in the number of active cases, 639,000 and counting. America stands first in cascading job losses. 20 million people have sought unemployment benefits as of last week. And America stands first in blaming all the wrong people, everyone and their grandmother but the president. Let's call it for what it is. It's a Trump-made crisis. The pandemic in the United States has been a deliberate disaster from the very beginning. I'm not saying this for effect. I'm saying this with facts. Let's start with some images. These are from Lansing in Michigan. Protesters, most of them Trump supporters, are marching in the hundreds. There are placards praising Donald Trump. Masks and gloves have been replaced by flags and rifles. Do you know what these people are protesting against? Social distancing, reducing interactions, and the Michigan governor who has decided to extend the lockdown. Listen to this.
We have flattened the curve and we have lessened the pain of this. I know people are still going to get sick, and I think that's horrible. I've personally known people that have passed. But this grip of destruction that Michigan is under right now just feels like bureaucracy. I know it doesn't look like that here today, but it's spring in Michigan. We've all been holed up, behaving very well. Some people want to get out and paint their house. They can't even go order a bucket of paint.
A bucket of paint. That is essential supply. The effectiveness of measures to contain the virus is being used as a rationale for revoking these measures. And do you know what this is, according to the US president? A mutiny, that's what he's called it. Trump says, and I'm quoting, "Tell the Democrat governors that Mutiny on the Bounty was one of my all-time favorite movies. A good old-fashioned mutiny every now and then is an exciting and invigorating thing to watch." Exciting and invigorating. How's this for invigorating? America has recorded its biggest ever spike in death toll. 2,600 people have died in the last 24 hours alone. I'm repeating, 2,600 lives have been lost in the United States in 24 hours. A mutiny is the last thing that America can afford, and certainly the last thing that the president of America should be encouraging. Here's something else that I'd like to share with you and underline. Did you know that the US government gave a $3.7 million grant to the Wuhan laboratory accused of allegedly leaking this virus? Did you know that the Chinese lab at the center of the coronavirus scrutiny was using American money to carry out research on bats and pangolins? There are multiple reports to back this. The U.S. National Institute of Health, NIH, a government agency, awarded this grant to the Wuhan lab. Matt Gaetz, Trump's fellow Republican and a congressman from Florida himself, has confessed to this. He says that for years, American taxpayers were unknowingly funding experiments at this laboratory that may have caused the pandemic. Did Donald Trump know about this? That's a question that the Americans must ask. Here's something else that we must discuss. Trump's so-called coronavirus game changer, hydroxychloroquine. It's been called dangerous by the CIA, the Central Intelligence Agency, by far the most powerful intelligence body in the world. It has warned its employees against using hydroxychloroquine. The warning was reportedly published on a website for the CIA staff. It said, and I'm quoting, "At this point, the drug is not recommended to be used by patients. It is part of ongoing investigational studies that are potentially significant side effects, including sudden cardiac death." Sudden death, says the CIA. Do you remember what Donald Trump called hydroxychloroquine? Impressive. Brace yourself for what's coming next. US senators, they could be using crucial coronavirus briefings to make stock market decisions. Senator Richard Burr and Kelly Loeffler, both Republicans, have been accused of trading stocks after receiving private briefings about the virus. Why is this problematic? Because senators are powerful people. They receive and they have access to information that not everyone has. They cannot, they must not use this information for unfair advantage of the stock market, especially not during a pandemic. The US Justice Department has launched an investigation, so has the FBI. And finally, I'm sure you've heard of this. WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment, America's biggest professional wrestling company. It holds nearly $1 billion in annual revenue. Its chairman, Vince McMahon, is said to be an old friend of the US president. He has apparently been listed as an advisor to restart the US economy. And guess what? This wrestling company has been declared an essential service amid the coronavirus outbreak. Let that sink in. Wrestling is an essential service during a pandemic. This happened on the 9th of April, and within 24 hours of it being declared essential by the Florida governor, the wife of the chairman of this company, Linda McMahon, made a political donation of $20 million to help re-elect Donald Trump. The outcome? WWE live shows are still on despite one of its performers catching the virus. If this isn't quid pro quo, what is? This is another question that Donald Trump must answer. Fake it till you make it. This has been Donald Trump's approach to the coronavirus crisis. His defenders may disagree, but here we call a spade a spade. The crisis in America is a Trump-made crisis.